Hey, what do you know? How about a video while I'm driving? Haven't done that in a while. I am leaving the house. It is Wednesday morning. I'm going to run a few errands. Oops. Let me let my speedy neighbor go on by. Sorry, you came flying around the corner there, bro. Ma'am. Yeah, we got a 90-degree turn up at the end of the street, and I think some people take it as a challenge to see if they can actually get their car on two wheels. So we bought a heater, an emergency propane heater, when we were being threatened with certain fate that didn't happen. And besides the fact that we'd never lost power, nowhere on the outside of the box does it say it's an outdoor only heater, and it is. And I don't know, kind of felt like that was a little misleading, but I don't need it. I got the receipt. It was like $70, wasn't it? Something like that. $65. So we're gonna take that back. And it's Wednesday, so I'm gonna get back onto my normal routine of recycling and lottery, and I need to go to the vitamin shop, and I need to go to the chiropractor. And I feel like while I have this time to myself without the obligation of going to pick my father up at dialysis, that I ought to do something else, but I just don't know what else I'd like to do today. Yeah, so there's that. Anywho, I'm still working on my shoulder. It's going to be a process. Yesterday was 8 weeks in surgery. And at physical therapy, I asked my therapist, who from here forth we shall just call Ben. I asked Ben to kind of give me a timeline when I could get back to something like rowing. Now, you might think, God, you're fucking crazy talking about rowing when you just had your shoulder redone. So rowing, I'll take you back farther to before I even bought my rower. Knowing my shoulder issues, I contacted my friend Brad, who was also my first therapist, and said, Brad, I'm thinking about getting a Concept 2 rower. Can you see where that might be problematic for someone with shoulders like mine? Would it be an issue? Should I be forewarned? And he said, no, absolutely not. And I get the reasoning. It's an underhand motion, which is the easiest. You know, when you hear about rotator stuff, it's usually because you've done something overhead or you've done something in an awkward rotation, for lack of better terms. And rowing is not that. It's straightforward. It's the elbows stay below the shoulder. Have at it. So I did, and I have, and it's been my primary source of cardio for quite a while. Except for obviously the periods of time where I had to resort to the elliptical, which is not my first choice. It may seem like it because I do it so much, but rowing and skiing are really my preference. But he said, oh, you know, I'm thinking May. He said 12 weeks, so 4 more weeks. We'll see. I mean, if you know how to row properly, you know that it's not the resistance. It's not a hard pull. It's as hard as you make it. If you want to pull hard, pull hard. The damper doesn't have anything to do with that. If you don't know that about Concept 2 machines, you need to start over. Anyway, so I was kind of excited by that. I didn't ask about the ski because I know that might be a little different because there is some overhead action there. But hell, I can actually lift my arm almost high enough to ski. I just don't know that I'm going to do good putting any kind of resistance on it. So yeah, I was a little encouraged by that. My range of motion is really good. I'm way ahead of schedule. So we have bumped back. So basically, once you start doing some resistance type work with the repaired shoulder, that's when you go to twice a week. No, that's not right either. Anyway, put it this way. We've been able to take some therapy sessions away from now, which is where I would be working towards a bigger range of motion. But since I'm getting that range of motion, we've stuck with once a week. And then when we hit twice a week, which is going to be, I think, the week after next, it'll be because we're going to be ramping things up a little bit. And right now, we're on a really good pace. I am doing a little bit of resistance stuff at home, mostly isometric, but yesterday he actually introduced a couple of normal resistance movements, and I'm looking forward to that. So, doing that at home, doing my contractions and my wiggles and all that stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. It's weird, the time gap between my shoulder surgeries, 7 years between the first one and then 10 years between the second and third. The rehab protocols, and I know not all the surgeries were exactly the same, but pretty similar. The first one didn't have the first one had the rotator, or the bicep tendon tear as well. But the rehab protocol has been very different for each of them, which is interesting to me. But now, I'll be honest, it hurts. It hurts right now. I wish I would have taken some sort of pain relief before I left the house. But yeah, it's getting there. I actually have my sling with me just in case I feel like I hit the wall. But yeah, it's going well. So I'm almost to my first stop, and I may or may not hit you back up. See ya. I'm a little pissed off now, just so you know. So bought this heater. Sorry, I got people standing here waiting on me to move, and I'm not able to get out of this space very well because this guy parked right on top of me. So we bought this heater in preparation for the storm, like I mentioned. Didn't use it because it's not marked as an indoor, outdoor only. It's propane and whatever. And I'm not allowed to return it. They're not going to take the return. I've got the receipt still in the box, brand new, unused, and they're not going to take it because it was, quote unquote, storm related. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. You sold a product. I don't need it. It's unused. You can't just put it back on your damn shelf. Are you telling me you just stocked up because of the storm? Well, stay stocked up for the next storm. It just drives me crazy. Ugh. So I got a $65 propane outdoor heater. She said, you can use it inside. You just got to crack a window. I said, well, what's the point of heating a room with a cracked window? I might have sworn at her. She can take it. That just pisses me off. Anywho, I'm on my way to my next errand. So I went, of course, what do most people do nowadays when you have a complaint with a company? I went to social media. I posted on Threads and Facebook calling out Ace. When I see that my football manager's been sacked, I think we've had 7 or 8 managers in 7 or 8 years. Oy. And the one who got us a trophy doesn't have a job. So now what? I don't think it's him. I just don't think he connected well with the players. And I put that on the players some too. I mean, everybody knows Tottenham has more injuries than anybody else in the league. It's actually been proven by a third party. But damn. We shouldn't have lost yesterday. I mean, it didn't make that much of a difference. We didn't play well yesterday, and that's what they're blaming the manager for. But he's not the one out on the pitch.